It is a sketchy one today. We are turning over the motor. I got all the little bits and pieces still left to do, but I want to know what this motor is doing before I get more of this buttoned up and actually able to ride. I have all the pieces ready. We got our caliper we gotta go through. We got the mids that we gotta put back on. I'm at the point where I can at least see what this motor is doing before I button everything up and have to take it all back apart in case if there's something wrong with this motor. There's so much work done on this motor that I just know that there's probably gonna be something. So fingers crossed we don't come across that, or we're gonna get prepped and ready to turn this over and see what it does. And right now we got the last bits and pieces before we do that. I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna do for this Dyna 2009. We did a static tuning, which is by the manual, and you can do like that dynamic tuning, which is when you actually, or timing, sorry, is when you actually time it with a light. Did that with my other bike. This one is preferred to do it with the static timing. So I'll show you guys the curves that we have that match with the Hammer Performance 1275 kit that we got going on, and all that good stuff. All right, so let's go to the timing sensor. We'll go from there. All right, so we're gonna set our dip switches. We have our first switch, which is for the Voss. Hammer Performance wants us to use that, and I have that hooked up, so that is on. Switch number 2 and 3, I just gotta set our curve, and there's like a 1, 2, and 3, 4 curves, and we wanna be on the 4th curve on there for what Hammer Performance is asking. So we got 2 and 3 on, and then we have switches 4 and 5, and that's gonna be our rev limiter right there. So we're gonna set it for, I'm gonna be on the safe side and set it for 6. So both of the switches, 4 and 5, I'm gonna switch off for the time being. You can set it to go up to 7,500, but I'll tool around with that later. But for now, we'll set that at 6,000. Lastly, we are on a dual and fire and single fire for our ignition there. And we are going to go with our single fire, which that would be on. Okay, so the crank markings can vary for year to year, but my top dead center for my year 95 is the line right in the middle. All right, and then to do the static timing, that light needs to just shut off right now. So while we're at top dead center, this light needs to just flicker off, and then we'll lock it down right about there, right where I just hit it there. So right about there. Essentially, it's right where the magnets or the pickups fall in between the 2 grooves of the timing cup where it wants you to sit it at. And that's the baseline static timing on there. Essentially, it's picking up 45 degrees before it fires on here, as far as what their manual says. So, and then it says you can also go back and then do a timing light and go back through there, but that will at least get our baseline static timing, okay? So it's normally about 2.5 quarts of oil to fill back into the stock Sportster. So we're gonna fill this up at 2 quarts. This is a little bit smaller. Curious to see if we have any leaks. That's the only scary part, is where has anything not sat well that maybe there would be a leak. So we're gonna start with at least 1 quart, see where it sits, then we'll add another one, see where it lands. Everything's good to go, we'll go to the next step, all right? So the motor was completely torn apart, down to the oil pump, emptied out, and then now we have fresh oil going down. I want to prime the motor, so I got the ignition all pulled apart, spark plugs all off, and just so we can bump it to see if we can get some oil flowed through the whole motor to see what it does, and hopefully we don't have any major problems, all right? There we go. All right, let's see what we got for oil. See if it's at the same level. All right, seems to be. All right, we'll give that a minute. we'll do an actual fire. I got my makeshift gasoline IV tank here. I had to switch around the old tank, flip it so that I can have the gas line now because it's going in the opposite way. So I got that all set up, filtered, all that good to go. We got a exhaust all set up here, all makeshift. So here we go. Let's throw the choke on. Oh, and probably could use the gas too. It works. All right, so per Hammer's instructions, I have to let this run for about 10 seconds, and then from there, go through another 20 seconds, and then another 30 seconds, and then another 40 seconds, and then so on and so forth for about like 2 minutes long to get those piston rings to set in. So, I'll try this one more time. All right. Okay. Stoked to finally hear the bike run. It's been well over a year. It's been on my mind. It's been looming because I needed to make sure the heart works before we can finish the rest of the bike that's going on, or at least make it roadworthy so we can test drive it and figure out what else we can do, because that is a relief to know that it fires up right away, instant, just power. It's awesome. I am stoked that it got to this point. A lot of braking to do. I got to check over for leaks, look at the spark plugs. Got to do some timing just to make sure everything is good to go on that side. But so far, so well. But for now, guys, that wraps up on this one. I greatly appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button, tap that like, press the notification, leave a comment below and tell what you think. And for those who are subscribed, thank you. As always, stay free. Catch you guys later. Peace.